about to do this, buddy. Yeah, bud. Alrighty, I think we've got this live at the moment. So welcome, friends. Happy New Year to you, especially those of you if you're watching after the stream. And we're here in our last stream of 2020. And today I heard that Zdeno Chara is now a member of the Washington Capitals. That is bizarro. But then again, it's 2020. So what else would you expect? Anyway, friends, hopefully we can have some nice little chats here about the upcoming season. Of course, we always like to talk about jerseys. New Year's Eve, I don't know if you guys have anything planned for that, but let me know down in the comments below. Hey, what's up, guys? Whoa, hey, whoa, everybody coming in at the same time. It's like, who's that? Oh, hey, ooh, wow. Hey, guys, welcome. People coming from all over the continent and beyond, of course. Return of the Mac. Louis, you guys getting any snow over there? It was just pounding, absolutely pounding where I am today. Yeah, hella jerseys. That's right. Welcome, guys. Yep, last stream of the year. And, oh, Happy New Year to you, Trevor. Chara's a Capital. Yeah, as somebody who kind of secretly roots for the Capitals, I'm kind of not a fan of Chara's, honestly. Great. I mean, he's still, Hall of Fame career, don't get me wrong. But everybody can play dirty at some point. Chara does a little bit more than I would like, honestly. But yeah, the Caps, they aren't messing around, that's for sure. Ryan, what's going on? Rain for a week. Ah, okay. Yeah, we're going to get a bunch over here too. Yo, Evan, Elijah, bienvenidos. Great to have you here. And the Perry signing is meh. Maybe they just want a little bit more veteran leadership in the locker room, I guess. That's about it. From kind of one of the oddities when it comes to previous Hart Trophy winners. Don't forget about that. What jersey is this? Oh, does anybody else know what the jersey is? Guess the jersey and I didn't even plan for it. Hey there. Oh, now it's RJ. What's up, Ryan? The division the Sharks are in, they could finish 5th or 6th. You know what, Ryan? I think they could finish 4th, honestly. I don't think that there's a team that can clearly come between the Blues in 3rd, I would think, and the rest of the division. Okay, we got a couple of different guesses down there. All right. Here, there we go. So it's the Senators, the O jersey, and it's an Erik Karlsson. He wasn't the captain at the time, though, because Alfredsson still was. Can we do a guess the jersey? Like a live stream guess the jersey? I would consider bringing that back next year. It just takes a lot to... well, then again, I could always... I like the one that we did earlier where people sent in their pictures, though. Maybe we'll do something like that again. But that kind of thing, kind of takes a lot of time to put together. You have a jersey you want me to guess? Okay. Sure. You want to send it over Instagram? I can take a look. Your collection has gotten big. Awesome. You said didn't you say that recently though that you got one of the reverse retros? I don't know. Correct me if you're wrong. You got the Ducks reverse retro. Wow, man. That's one of those ones where I strangely, I have a thing for like the peyote jersey, but the Ducks one, I can't get around to wearing that. But that's just me. But yeah, nonetheless, it's a fun collector's item. If the Sharks do well and Dubnyk picks it up, potentially make the plays. Yeah, a few ifs need to go correct, to the Sharks' advantage. But look at this, man. When you compare the Sharks versus the rest of the teams that I think are kind of not guaranteed a playoff spot in that division, and that's the Coyotes, Kings, Ducks, and Minnesota Wild. How many? So let's say we had an 82 game season. How many of those guys on those teams would put up 60 points? Really, like the Kings, Kopitar, Doughty, perhaps, Anaheim. Do they have any 60-point players? Getzlaf, Henrique, maybe. Coyotes. I mean, we don't even know if they'll have a 20-goal scorer. And the Wild, Eric Stahl left. I just don't know if they have a superstar right now on that team. Whereas if you look at the Sharks, Hertl, Couture, Carlson, Burns, Evander Kane for 30 goals. That team's got a lot more proven firepower. So as much as the Sharks have depth as a weakness when it comes to forwards, especially when you look at third and fourth line centers, I think they can certainly use their obviously goal scoring capabilities to hopefully outscore some of their problems in those games. Just my thoughts. Alex, welcome to the stream. The thought of the Ducks jersey, the logo is a little cartoonish. Yeah, see, it's also the font for me too. That's kind of what does it there. But then again, I mean, hey, that's just my opinion. But I mean, I love that people are fired up about all these jerseys, even if I'm not a fan of them or whatever. Like, I first of all, I hope that you guys are able to actually get something though. Big Z's on the Caps. Yeah, man, I've not really enjoying seeing Chara signing with the Caps. I've never been. Actually, no, I liked Chara for a while there, but in recent years, not so much. How's Nick? Don't you mean how's Cortana? Come on, Cortana's priorities, man. Cortana comes first. But no, I'm good, bud. Just shoveling a bunch of snow earlier. Montreal is good. Oh, they have a good reverse retro. Absolutely. But I'm actually excited to see the Canadiens now that they've added a couple more pieces, especially with like Tyler Toffoli up there. Defensively, they actually have some pretty good depth. Price redeemed himself pretty well in the playoffs. I think that team kind of reminds me of Nashville around 2016, 2017, actually. I think they have a chance to really turn some heads, even in the Canadian division. It's in my DMs. Okay, I'll take a gander. Dubnyk reverse retro came in yesterday. Oh, you got Dubnyk. Really? Interesting pick. I hope that pans out. Let's see here. All right, so I guess the jersey. All right. I'll do it for this one, and then maybe we can have like a separate stream or something where we, you guys can have me guess jerseys on a stream, and then I can have a separate stream where you guys guess jerseys as well. Oh, good one, Trevor. All right, everybody. Does anybody know what this is right here? I think that color, first of all, I'm pretty sure this is just a regular red and blue jersey. Can anybody guess that right there? Anybody know what that is? It snowed a lot where you are. Oh, yeah, I bet, bud. Montreal will be a top 2 in the Canadian division. That's bold, Isaiah. But you know what? I'm not going to say no, honestly. Obviously Vancouver had a great season last year, or especially if you look at the postseason. Edmonton was the most consistent team if you look at the Western Canadian teams. So don't count them out. I know the goaltending, they're probably the weakest in that division, but they've added a couple of good players as well. So yeah, I think Edmonton's still in that conversation. I'm not sold on, a map, return of the map. I'm not so sold on the Jets right now, but then again, that's what I was thinking last season as well, and they totally proved me wrong. Ottawa's going to be better. Of course, they've been dealt kind of a heavy hand having to play all those good Canadian teams. But even so, I think they're going to be a lot more enjoyable to watch too. So yeah, everyone has a guess. It's not a league jersey. It's a movie jersey. Oh, it's a movie jersey. Can anybody guess what movie this is from? That's tough, dude. Yeah. From Miracle or Mighty Ducks? Well, with the star on it, I would think like 1980s USA, but with the actual design of it, I'm kind of confused about that, to be honest. So I'm not sure, bud. I don't know. It's not something from Youngblood, is it? Mighty Ducks? Something from Mighty Ducks? I don't know. I'm just going to guess it's from Youngblood, just randomly. So Trevor, why don't you clue us in here? Your team plays my team 8 times. Yeah. Dude, I am not looking forward to that at all. But of course, it's nice just to, see the Sharks back on the ice. I mean, think of it this way, man. I haven't watched them since March. So that's crazy. What jersey is this? Oh, dude, I have no idea. Hey, shoot, sending me the answer? It's been a while since you watched the live stream. Well, welcome. I believe your name is Nick, even though you're Super Mario Harvey. The rivalry will fuel. This season's going to be hard to watch for the Hawks. Yeah, bud. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. It does not look good. But we'll see what happens, man. That doesn't mean that, Kane still can't have a career-setting year or anything like that. Who's going to win the games between the Wild and the Sharks? I mean, I'll give the Sharks a small edge. I mean, we do play Minnesota pretty well usually, but it's not like we're going to win all 8 games. We might win like 5 of them, but we'll see, friends. Take a look at the winner. 100 goals in a game. Jesus, Riley, how good are you? You must be like a savant when it comes to this game. Oh, okay. So here we go, guys. It is USA. The only problem is I don't know like which if it's from Mighty Ducks, I don't know which one it's from. Would it be from D3? Pardon, I don't even know, man. Yeah, I heard that Char is a capital. Not the most happy about that. And Sam, that must be a little bittersweet as well to see him ride off to another team. Like, I know what you mean though, man. I saw Jumbo Joe, sign with the Leafs. Of course, I've known for a little while that he was interested in having the opportunity to win a cup somewhere else. So I got nothing against Jumbo going. Be from D2. Oh, really? Huh. It's from. I think he means D2. It's Mighty Ducks. Okay. You went to the last Canucks game before. Yep, the season got suspended. The Bruins aren't going to make the playoffs this year. I won't say no. They still have the best power play in the league. I know. As I mistakenly found out too late, Pasternak is out for a month. That aside, I still think that you still have plenty of great talents on that team. Even with Krug gone, you still got McAvoy back there. Boston, I got to see it until I believe it that they're going to really drop off. I haven't made my season predictions yet, though, so we'll see if I actually still have them in the postseason. But it's hard not to have them in there for sure. So anyway, guys, we got 17 of you in the chats here. So thank you so much for joining. Make sure that if you're having a good time, support the channel by leaving a thumbs up there. We also have super chats and super stickers available as well. And if you haven't already, make sure that you check out my latest video on my Rocket Richard predictions. I know I do a real deep dive with that. I just didn't want to have the same old nominees and winners selected, so I decided to have some fun with that. Next video is going to be on the Norris Trophy. I've already finished that video, so I'm excited to roll that out on Friday. McKinnon is better than McDavid. It's bold, but I think that I think that McKinnon, he's due for a career-setting year. I know that obviously a short schedule, so he's basically going to score at a pace that he's never before. I think that's the case. He plays in a weaker division too. He used to be neighbors with Matt Barzell's parents. Oh, cool, dude. I grew up with Tyler Toffoli's wife, so there you go. Brandon Carlo for the Norris. Well, McAvoy finished 10th last year. So, I mean, he could certainly be back in that conversation now that the spotlight is on him. So, we'll see if he takes that next step forward. Lucic over all of them. Damn, couldn't have said it any better myself. You sent me a picture. Okay, last picture, guys. Okay, because I can't be checking my phone for one person here because I got to make sure I'm reading the chat and all that. So I'll check this last photo and then that's going to be it. Okay. Yeah. So this jersey here, I have no freaking clue. I see some white and I see some gray. I don't think that whatever's up here, I don't think that that's part of the jersey either. I don't think it is. Even though behind that kind of reminds me of the Winter Classic from 2016 for the Canadiens. Is Cortana liking the snow? Oh, loving it. She loves it, man. We went hiking on Christmas for over 4 hours, and she was having a great time. So does anybody... Oh, you already sent me the winner. Okay. Does anybody know what this is? And I'm going to be honest, it is kind of a trick picture for sure. Detroit reverse retro, Jets reverse retro. Good picks. Vegas, LA Kings Winter Classic. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I was thinking LA Kings Stadium Series or Winter. Wait, did they ever? They never had a Winter Classic Stadium Series. It could have been 2014 or 2016. Yeah. Oh well, there's the answer right there. So that right there from Evan is the Knights' third jersey, obviously, and he took a picture of the sleeves because the Knights made a really silly decision, in my opinion, to put white on the sleeves when they totally don't need it. Just my thoughts. But yeah, I can see what you guys mean regarding. Yeah, good guess. I can see what you mean regarding those reverse retros that you pointed out, though. You're going to get your McKinnon reverse retro on Monday. Oh, that is juicy. Absolutely juicy. As a Jets fan, you were excited for the season to start. But yeah, you had to play the Oilers 8 times, and now you have PTSD. Yeah, I think it's going to get... Sorry, I keep shaking this, by the way. The top of my laptop is very wobbly, like a screw is loose or something like that. So apologies if it kind of wobbles a bit here. Cool hockey. Unbleeping believable. Oh no, it's the mustard jersey. Yeah, it's the sparkly mustard jersey. Let's call a spade a spade. It's much better in person. Pardon. Carbonation. I like the reverse retro more. Have to hop off stream when FedEx shows up. Oh, another pickup. Hello, Matthew Bayer. Sharks reverse retro or 30th anniversary? That's a good question, man, because the Sharks ruined their 30th anniversary with the collar. That aside, I do have 2 jerseys that have that sort of toilet seat collar. It doesn't really bother me that much when I have it in person and have it on me. So I don't know if I'll scoop that one up. Maybe the reverse retro I wasn't crazy about, but at least they didn't screw the collar up there. So I'm going to give a slight edge to the reverse retro. Canucks retro. I don't like the sleeves. The rest of the jersey, though, I like a lot. Canadians are going to win the North Division. Wow. Bold prediction. Oh, it's a kind thing for you to say, Mr. Bayer. Thank you. The Sharks putting the toilet seat on the Heritage makes it look like crap. Yeah, I think the pictures, if you have it in person, I think it's going to look better. But yeah, when I saw that, I was just like, man, how can they not learn from this? I know Adidas Adidas collars, not my favorite, honestly, not my cup of tea. What are rounded shoulders? Well, it's just when you have, because some shoulders are like the way that they're cropped on top is like square, whereas the classic way of the shoulder is designed is to have it kind of like round off, like just past, where the shoulder meets the upper arm here. So teams that do that are like the Blues. They have rounded shoulders, like the Blackhawks reverse retro. That's a couple examples there. Versus teams like the Devils that absolutely made their jersey from beautiful to what are they thinking, in my opinion. But that's just me. How am I planning to get any of the reverse retro jerseys? I don't want to give everything away regarding this, but I did order a couple. Cortana. Here, let me take Cortana's collar off. That way it won't make so much noise. Hi. Why don't you come here? Hey, he wants to see Cortana. Oh, shoot. Sorry. All right. Come here, sweetheart. Come on, Cortana. But yeah, to answer your question, though, I forgot who asked it right there. Danelle, right. I'm not going to get all of them, but I'm not going to get all the ones that I want, unfortunately. I'm not going to pay $400 on eBay for a Capitals one. Yeah, there are a couple more that I want to eventually get that I have a feeling that they're going to come back in some way, shape, or form. So anyway, you can always go to like Sports K. You can always go to Hockey Authentic. That's another one, besides Cool Hockey. Sports Buzz. No, Sport Buff. Sport Buff. There you go. So I'm going to give some recommendations here. So you got Hockey Authentic. Pardon the shaking of the laptop. Hockey Authentic, that's a good one. Sports K. And also, I'm going to put in here, what the hell? Sports K. And the other one I wanted to list is, River City Sports. A good one. Your website needs some freaking work, though. I will say that. And your friend sold you an Islanders reverse retro for $75. First of all, why'd you only have to pay $75 for that? Did your friend order it and regret it? That's actually, somebody in Sharks territory now with an Islanders reverse retro. You're probably the first person, honestly. Realize the Chicago Bears football logo looks like a toilet seat. Yeah, sort of. The Fanatics reverse retros are ridiculously priced. Oh, like on eBay? Yeah. I know. I thought to myself, should I just get a Capitals reverse retro in Fanatics? And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Got some Jets gear. That's right, man. Looking sharp in that. I guess he was having a Christmas deal. Some friend you got, that's for sure. $18 of you in the chat. That's dope. If anybody wants the Wild, you can get it at hockeylodge.com. It's the Wild's own retail store. Ooh, good tip. I appreciate that. Montreal better keep their reverse retro. They never keep any thirds for the next season. That's true, man. I'd love to see them reissue that 2016 Winter Classic. Am I getting the Sharks Heritage jersey? Undecided. I'm not like super enthused. It's also because I'm trying to get the Reebok Indo Edge from the 25th anniversary run that they had, because I want an authentic, man. I have a replica and I love it to death, but the authentic that would just be my grail right there. So I gotta get that first, I think. But it's gonna take some time. Eddie Van, Happy New Year, bud. You got a Jets jersey for Christmas? Right on. You have a Wild Parisi and a Jets that's blank on the back. That is a very good start to the collection, I would say. I like the Jets jerseys. I'm not a huge fan of the aviator blue one. I guess in the greater context of the uniform, I think it looks okay. All their other jerseys that they have, though, right now, I think are actually pretty great. An old Dan Marino jersey. Greatest quarterback to never win a Super Bowl. Are the Sharks having 5 jerseys this season, or are they going to take out the stealth? I don't know. They might just wear the stealth like a couple nights, I guess. People like the stealths plenty, but I would think that they would let that take a backseat probably for the other 2 alternates or heritage or whatever. You're back on the ice again. Oh, wait. You guys have an ice rink in South Africa? That's awesome. What am I doing? Guess the jersey again? Undecided. That takes a lot more coordination to put together. So it was definitely a success for when we did this last time, but that to me is kind of deprioritized versus some of the other content that I want to put out. Excuse me. The stealth might be your favorite Sharks jersey. I mean, I'd say currently right now it might be my favorite as well. I love teal, no doubt, but just the regular jerseys it's a little bland. You know what I mean? They look great overall. I mean, the Sharks were just trying to model themselves after the Red Wings for the longest time. And now they're at the point where, yeah, like from a uniform standpoint, they're almost too much like the Red Wings. Unless they had teal helmets. That'd be overkill, let's be honest. You got an Islanders reverse retro from the Adidas site. Still waiting for the Rangers and Devils reverse retro from Sports K. Love me some Sports K. And they do pretty good customization too. Elijah, is that Dalvin Cook's dad? That'd be awful, man. Mikhail? Welcome to the chat. Hey, glad to have you here. Good luck to the Bills. I'm a Vikings fan, so the Bills kind of have a soft spot for me, or I have a soft spot a bit for the Bills because 4 Super Bowls and no victories. So anyway, I hope that if anybody comes out of the AFC, I'd probably want it to be the Bills. Plus, you guys have Stephon Diggs. So welcome. Awesome to have you here. And I would assume that you're maybe also a Stavers fan, and that certainly earns you some brownie points as well. Going through some hard times. It's been a hard year, or a challenging year, I'm sure, for a lot of people. Louis. But again, I think what you alluded to earlier, the will, the drive, the desire to make more content on YouTube, that's good, man. It's always important to have something to occupy your time that you're passionate about, even in the darkest of moments. I can speak to that myself. That was more the story for me, I'd say, last year. So anyway, I said, you know what, no matter what, I'm just going to stick with this. And turns out it was helping me kind of escape from anything that was really challenging me in a way that I wanted to get away from. So, no matter what, through the best times and through the not best times, I'm doing this. So I encourage you to kind of, whether that's YouTube or that's something else, a sport or reading comic books or anything else like that, man. That's my word of encouragement there. You like Bills because you live in Niagara Falls. I see. But you're a Habs fan. Oh, okay. Excited to see them. I'm sorry to hear about Dalvin's dad, Steve. That's way too young, man. That's for sure. Switzerland comeback against Germany. Yeah, it's crazy now that we're at the point where Germany has been, very competitive at the junior level like a couple of years in a row, or at least, think about the Winter Olympics. So maybe Draisaitl isn't the only great German of this era. There could be more coming. Isn't Stützle? Isn't he? He's also German, yeah. Which reverse retro jerseys do I like, and which ones do I not like? Danelle, I invite you to look at my reverse retro rankings. I have a full video of that where I rank bottom to top, but I'll give you some of my favorites here. Nordiques. Oh, beautiful. Just pristine. Just everything I could have wanted, honestly. Just a simple switch of the colors and avoiding putting any like Avalanche logo on the shoulders. I'm glad that they kept away from that. It's just magnificent. Minnesota Wild did a really good job. They weren't the top of my rankings, but I think of obviously spoofs on defunct teams. So there's somewhere in that conversation. Washington they hit it out of the park. I don't like that font. I never did. I think it's weird as Chara being on the Capitals. But other than that, I love that. So anyway, definitely check that out. But the Islanders one that I didn't have anywhere near the bottom. I think it's a good jersey. Just that it was a missed opportunity. That's all I got to say. And who? Uwe Krupp. Oh, he was German. Okay. Yeah, 46, man. That's crazy. Dennis Seidenberg is the best German player of all time. Has he done enough to stave off Draisaitl, do you think? Just putting that out there. Yep. Saw Nordique's reverse retro in person. And it's so much better than you thought. Oh, shoot. Well, for anybody who's ordering one of those and expecting a delivery soon, you might be in for a real treat. Stanley Cup chip. Oh, excuse me. Carbonation. Ginger ale. That'll do the trick. Excuse me. The Avalanche had... Oh, yeah, that's right. They were almost the Colorado extreme. That's what's crazy. Yeah, a few other people have asked me this too, Danelle. I haven't been a big fan of Chara over the past several years. I've seen him make some dirty hits, man. I know that everybody plays dirty to a degree. Even players on my favorite team have their dirty moments. But Chara, it's a little bit more often than I think it should be, especially for somebody that big. So as somebody who kind of likes the Capitals, I don't like seeing Chara on there, to be honest, but Hall of Famer nonetheless. And I think it's amazing that somebody 43 years old, 6'9", is still playing professional hockey. How is Cortana? She is doing very well. She really likes the snow. Fortunately, we went hiking on Friday, on Christmas, for over 4 hours, and she stuck with it the whole time. Had plenty of energy there. Yeah, she's in great shape. She's going to be 7 in about 3 weeks' time. So yeah, her birthday's on the 18th. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get her a dog birthday cake or something like that. She probably won't know what's going on, but yeah, just treat her like the best friend that she is. But yeah, she's doing really well. Division predictions. That would probably be, I would say, like maybe with about 5-ish days remaining before the season starts. So around, Friday, January 8th, ballpark around there. That's going to take some time to actually produce. I want to make sure that I, don't just say, okay, here are my rankings. Here's who's going to finish 1 through 8. I want to actually, talk about why. That's important. Happy B-Day, Cortana. I'll be sure to let her know. One of the more enthusiastic Cortana fans that I've come across on this channel. Give him credit for playing with a jaw and hand injury during the finals at that age. Man, I can't even tell when he's injured just because of, obviously, the guy's, first of all, just a brick wall back there. But indeed, Edmonton's goal horn will never be the same after all these World Juniors games. Truth. A collab on the Jets and Sharks season predictions. I've already got that content lined up. I appreciate the offer nonetheless. I'm going to be putting out a season preview for the Sharks as well, as in addition to season full-on season predictions. So, how do I like Idaho? Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful here. People are really friendly. It's pounding snow right now, so it's nice to actually have some seasons. It's a little bit quieter. Actually, it's pretty busy in town here, but if you travel just 10 or 15 minutes outside of town, it can get very rural very fast. And so it's nice. It's a little bit quieter. No In and Out. What's up, buddy? How's it going? Happy New Year to you. Give the cats a hug for me. No trains this time in Idaho. You're damn right. Actually, we do have a train that goes through town, but I hardly ever hear it. And it's so distant. And basically we don't have a train here. Seattle, will they be good? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Vegas shot themselves out of a cannon to start. I'm expecting the same for Seattle, honestly. I'm really intrigued to see if they'll draft TJ Oshie. I know that Shannon has been covering a lot of that on The Hockey Guy. He was thinking that Oshie could be selected by them. He's Washington born, so it'd be kind of cool to see Oshie on that team, especially if I get a chance to go over there for their inaugural season and see a game. But obviously, there's so much that needs to be determined in order for that to happen. So, do I have air conditioning? I actually don't, but it stays pretty cool here, even in the warm months. Outside it can get pretty warm, but I think I'm fairly well shaded for the most part. Isles fan, hello, welcome. Thoughts on Chara and the Caps? Yeah, I think you're like the sixth person to ask me. Not a fan, dude. I'm not a big Chara fan, honestly. So that's and as somebody who kind of secretly likes the Caps, even though I predicted the Isles to beat them in the playoffs. I wasn't happy to see him sign there, particularly. But yeah, be calm and be safe. Exactly. Take it one day at a time. And I don't know. Sometimes there's that mantra of living like tomorrow is your last day or today's your last day. I don't know if I'd go so far for that, but take it one day at a time. Figure out, what's one little thing that will either make you happy and feel fulfilled, or will please somebody else. Good riddance. Exactly. Hope you had the time of your life. Chris, hello, welcome to the chat. You had the Islanders losing to the Flyers in the second round. Nah, they wouldn't be denied. With how tightly contested those contests were, you knew that a Barry Trotz-led team was going to win that series. Have I paid attention to the juniors? No, I usually don't watch juniors competition, honestly. I just want to know what these guys are like once they actually get into the NHL. College hockey is confusing this year because the conferences, so some conferences have bubbles and some don't. Well, I'm not watching college hockey, and that way my brain isn't any more scrambled. I did try watching a little bit of ECHL. Obviously, I'd put out a season preview on that. And, their schedule is kind of odd too. So, not to mention it's on a network that I can only stream through my laptop because I don't have the right app. Or at least I can't get the app on my Xbox, which kind of sucks. Anyway, Canada smoked your. Yeah, I heard about those highlights. So much better than what Ottawa actually went with. Oh, show. Oh, you want to take a look at the goods? All right, here you go. This guy right here. The only other Sens jersey that I like more than this is the 2014 Heritage Classic, which was cream, but same color scheme otherwise. Excuse me. We got 19 of you buttes here in the chat. Make sure that if you are having a good time with us, you leave a thumbs up. Helps the channel, helps others like yourselves discover the channel. And also we have super chats and super stickers on if you want to support the channel that way. Check out my latest video on the Rocket Richard predictions. You have the Avs winning the Cup over Tampa. Really? So you still see Tampa climbing back even with Kucherov out. Doesn't mean they couldn't do it. I'm just saying that's going to be a bit of a hurdle. Some of these signings are crazy. What's pardon? What are some of the signings that make your jaw drop? Take the cream out of the Sens thirds and put in white, and you like that more? I'm on the cream train personally. I like it. If you get a Sens Heritage Classic in your second mystery box, you're going to send it to me. That's amazing. That jersey's kind of like up in Grail territory, probably. Zagreus and Stutzla have been amazing. And to think he could have been a Shark. That was, the price that the Sharks paid for the Erik Karlsson trade. And I didn't even mean to rhyme. A is the Canadian Fonzie. I guess so. Barber pole is the holy grail, especially if you can find that in authentic. Hot take. Hey now, the Sharks win the Stanley Cup beating the Maple Leafs in a tough 7-game series. No. You were so close. You were so close, Alex, but you forgot one thing. The hockey gods don't want either team to win the Stanley Cup. Let's be honest. In Game 7, a huge meteorite is going to hit the Earth and wipe out everything. And anything that survives will have no recollection that those teams were clashing in the Stanley Cup. That'd be like if the Buffalo Bills and the Minnesota Vikings met up in the Super Bowl, or the LA Chargers, or the Cincinnati Bengals for that matter, or the Cleveland Browns, or the Detroit Lions. Anyway, Canadian division predictions. Number 1, Jets. Whoa. That's bold. 2 Oilers, 3 Flames, 4 Canucks. So you're thinking all the Western Canadian teams finish ahead of the Eastern teams. I will be honest, I do not expect that to happen. I do not expect to see any other predictions that match yours. But as long as you can back it up, I certainly respect that. The hockey gods hate the Sharks having success. They just want to torment them by giving them a taste of success every year. That's the thing. Except for last year. Yeah. Can't wait to watch the ball drop tomorrow night. Ah, yes. Now, wait, can you actually see that where you are? Chara on the cheap, Soderberg, Hoffman on a tryout. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, what? Is it just because he wanted so much more money than people were offering? I mean, the guy's a 30-goal scorer. Somebody's got to have, they should be able to drop a player or two in order to clear up space for him, I would think. You have faith in the Jets. I'm probably writing them off like I did last year. I haven't done my season predictions video, but I'm going to have to give them a second look. The thing is with Hellebuck, right? He puts the team on his back in 2018. The next year, he drops off. He puts the team on his back last year. You going to drop off again? Besides, who's your backup anyway? Hot take, McDavid gets at least 5 goals. In a game? I'm only predicting in that order by last 5 years combined. Huh. I would never have looked at it that way. McKinnon over McDavid. I think this season you're going to see McKinnon's numbers be in the McDavid territory. And for McDavid, it's going to be harder. Not that he can't do it because he's McJesus, but he's going to be going up against tougher competition, honestly. These Canadian teams, the goaltending in these, in the Canadian division. I talked all about that in my Rocket Richard video. So obviously self-promo. But yeah, I think that's going to make things more difficult for McJesus, Draisaitl, Matthews, anybody who goes up against Canadian goaltenders or Canadian team goaltenders. So, hey. Did you ever get to watch him in person, Sam? Because that's pretty cool when you actually get to watch players at the collegiate level, at the junior level, and then see them crush it in the NHL, I would imagine. I haven't seen too much. Actually, I've only been to one college hockey game, honestly. McKinnon's going to tear through the West, yeah. Lucic, hot take. Oh. Gets 150 points and wins MVP for the playoffs in the season. If that happens, I will buy a jersey for every team Lucic has been on and get it hand-sewn. So Boston, Calgary, Edmonton, LA. I'll get 4 new jerseys. Each get Lucic on all of them. There you go. What am I doing for New Year's? I don't know, man. Not too much, honestly. Maybe play some Halo with some friends online. Or I don't know. Pop open a bottle of something. That's about it. Shovel snow. How about that? Ilya Brizgala comes out of retirement, wins the Vezina MVP. Amazing. I will start a English as a second language program, and I will have Brizgalov be our featured speaker. I don't know. Hello, K-Berry, and Happy New Year to you. Did I go to Stockton Thunder games? Oh, you got to go? Dang. I never went. I went to a San Francisco Bulls game when they played one at the Shark Tank, but no, I've seen the Barracuda, I think only twice. That's it, man. You have Knights, Sharks, Blues, and Avalanche going to the playoffs in the West. Yeah, I think probably by 90% of people probably have the Knights, the Avs, and the Blues. It'll be interesting because the Blues, remember, guys, they traded away Jake Allen. I don't even know who their backup is. Binnington was respectable last season, but he wasn't like Winnington, So then they brought Krug, but they lost Pietrangelo. They got O'Reilly as their captain, though. I have faith in that. I don't know if the Blues are going to be quite as good as we've seen. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be breaking that down in my predictions video. But I mean, I can make a strong argument as to why a team like the Sharks could actually take that 4th seed. But then again, I should be able to make the case for the other teams in that division, except for Anaheim. Well, maybe Minnesota. I don't see either of them finishing 4th, honestly. LA, maybe just from a chemistry standpoint. Arizona, it would have to be the Darcy Kemper show or the Auntie Ranta show. And Connor Garland they'd have to have one guy, or they'd have to have more than one guy who scores 20 goals. Jake Allen, Habs legend. I like that acquisition, man. That was a great trade, in my opinion, but we'll see. Our solar system is so humongous big. Good quote. The Knights could win the Cup or the Jets. Okay, so we got some Jets believers in the chat here. You don't see the Coyotes making it. I'm just kind of scratching my head at some of the personnel that they've lost. Then again, the team played better than when Taylor Hall got there. Again, it could be a chemistry thing. Look at the Kings. I can't name more than 3 players on their team. It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I can't really name that many players on their team. And they still won like their last 6 or 7 games before the the shutdown of the season. So there you go. Anyways, to get more subs and views. Season predictions. Start with that. See how people react and see if there's an opportunity to create a video based on people's comments and impressions. Do a Vancouver Canucks weekly. You could even try that as well. But like I said, man, I mean, you got to keep throwing stuff at the wall until something sticks. Just make sure you throw something at the wall, once a week, something that you can commit to, right? It's always hard to maintain momentum if you have to go a period of a week or two without any content. So you got to always find a way to keep kind of publishing stuff. Wait, Phipps is in the chat? Matty Phipps. Oh, there he is. Hey, Happy New Year, dude. Merry Xmas. Oh, okay, cool. Well, have fun watching that. Happy New Year to you. It's the afternoon of New Year's Eve over in New Zealand. So cool having a viewer in one of the most beautiful, beautiful places I've ever been to. One of the most beautiful places in the world, for sure. 2020 has been people's worst and best year of their lives. I don't know so much about the latter. Although anyway, I won't get too into it. But anyway, if the Sharks win the Stanley Cup, you'll buy a jersey for every single player on their roster. All I got to say, man, don't forget, Sharks missed the playoffs in 2003. What happened the next year? Conference finals. Missed the playoffs in 2015. What happened the next year? I think you remember that one. We'll see what happens this year. They'll be like the LA Kings of 2012, 8th seed. Let's do it. Russia versus Sweden. Oh, that's the matchup. Oh, crap. I might have to turn that on too. Staying consistent with content. There you go. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting though, because I find myself kind of challenged in that sense, because I like to put out longer, more in-depth videos. So trying to put out a video like that. So trying to, commit to as much time as that requires in such a small gap. That's the challenge for me. I need to do a better job, honestly, guys, of putting out 5-minute videos instead of 20-minute videos on who's going to win the Vezina. I'm sorry, man. I like to tell my story. I like to back things up. I don't want to just say, hey guys, welcome to the channel. Here are my thoughts on who's going to win the Vezina. Okay, well, I like Robin Lehner, and I surprisingly think Matt Murray could be in there. I'm not just going to do that. I got to actually back it up. But hey, that's me. Hopefully there's a market for that. At least you guys are here. So there you go. Then again, a lot of people are going to watch the longer videos as long as they pertain to merch unboxings and, of course, jerseys. The NHL should bring back the 1-8. Oh, yeah. I'd love that too, man. Especially this year. I think that would be much more fun. Who's going to win the World Juniors? I don't actually follow the World Juniors. But for those who are in the chat, I welcome you to answer this question posed by one French Montana. Tune into this. That would be pretty fun. I would definitely be pulling for Team Sverige for show. You like the long videos? Well, of course you do. Just cut from the same cloth. Cut from the same cloth. Canada will win. They're stacked. Oh, someone's pulling for the Swedes. But wait. Is the U.S. still in this? America, let's go. For sure. Iihf. This is, I mean, is World Juniors part of the Iihf? I don't even know that, guys, honestly. U.S. lost to the Russians? It's because the game didn't, you know why? It's because it didn't go to a 34-round shootout. Then the U.S. would have won. They're not so good this year. That's kind of weird because, God, haven't the Yanks been pretty darn good the last few years? Canada is without Doc? Oh, Doc can even play. He can still play in that? I didn't even know that. USA loves the shootouts. I tell you, man, TJ Oshie became a national treasure in 2014 in the Winter Olympics. The Leafs are chokers. kind of a derailing there, but I'm pulling for the Leafs this year, guys, and I know not everybody's going to be happy about that. Well, I had to pull for Jumbo Joe Thornton, absolutely. I got a pull from my man Jumbo, and I mean it's fun seeing Simmons out there, and of course Spezza. You know, he's played so long in the league as well. I'd like to see him win a cup. So I am cheering him on for sure. How will the Flyers do? You know, Brady. In all honesty, I picked before last year. I would say like 40-50% of analysts out there didn't even have the Flyers making the playoffs. I said the Flyers were going to win the Stanley Cup, and I got one game away from them going to the conference finals. I think I did okay with that prediction, but I don't quite see it that way this year. Alain Vigneault does an amazing job with his team in the first year that he's coaching them. That doesn't mean they're not going to be good again this year, but they're going to be in a very competitive division. Love Carter Hart, but in terms of like some young firepower, I don't know if they can rely on Konechny being that guy. Obviously, they got Coots out there, but Giroux has definitely tailed off, and the depth forward pieces, I'm not sure. Nolan Patrick, what's going to happen with him? Provorov is certainly a very solid defenseman, but I don't know. I'm not fully sold on Philly just yet. I'll probably need to kind of go back and look at the numbers to see if I can really consider them as a contender. But, you know, as long as Hart continues his pace, they're going to at least be in the conversation for being in the playoffs. And that's actually saying something given how competitive that is. By the way, guys, we have 23 people here in the chat. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us. Make sure if you're having a good time, hit that big like button down below. You also have super chats and super stickers that are available for if you want to support the channel that way. Thank you. End of PSA. The league is starting the 13th 100%. Yes, you are correct. Yes. We're so happy to say that. Yeah, so really 2 weeks from tomorrow, we're going to start? Hell yeah. The East is going to be tough. Yeah, East is going to be crazy. It sucks to see Buffalo have to be stuck in the competition there because, I mean, I wanted to see them take that next step, but in that division, I don't know if that's going to happen, honestly. You know what, guys? Don't sleep on the Devils. I was pretty critical of them going into last year. Their defense is actually pretty respectable, and Blackwood has the makings of being a very good, solid goaltender. So I'm not going to say sleep. Don't sleep on the Devils just yet. They might shock a few of you out there. 23. Yes, Simon. That'll always include you. I mean, at least as far as my eyes can see. So there you go. 24 people. Bam. There we go. Tuna. What? A Canadian team will always be in the semis now. Imagine the pressure every year on the Swedes to not end the streak. What's the streak? See, that's how far out of the loop I am there. 54 game winning streak? Jeez. In juniors? Have they been playing Belarus every time? How do you do that? Canadian division is going to be the toughest. I kind of waffle back and forth, Isaiah, between that and the East. But yeah, like when you look at my awards predictions videos, I'm giving some more favorability to people or to players who are in the Central and in the West because those are definitely weaker. In the round robins, haven't lost since 06. Oh, okay. Capitals are going to win it this year. I'm not going to say no. And it's not just because of the personnel. It's also because of Peter Laviolette. I think that he certainly brings the experience and the demeanor that the team has needed since the great Barry Trotz departed. Barry Trotz. I freaking love Barry Trotz. 14 different teams for Sweden who haven't lost in the round robin. The NHL started COVID as a ploy to change the divisions and get the cup back to Canada. But wait, but they have to pick each other off individually in the playoffs. So how's the cup going to get back to them? Oh, because they're going to have... I don't know. Maybe I'm not following. Did I ever see the footage when the dude went streaky in a Maple Leafs game? I don't think so. Ovi is hungry again. I think the Caps will be hungry. Yeah. Not to mention, for French Montana out there, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but Ovi is a UFA after this next year. Please come to the Sharks. That was your favorite team growing up. I'm just saying. Yeah. every year it's a different. Yeah. So technically speaking, Boston and Montreal playing in the finals is actually possible. That's kind of cool. I'm sick and tired of seeing. Sorry, Sam, but I'm tired of seeing the Bruins like with these deep playoff runs. Need some new blood in there, But if they had to play anybody, I'd kind of entertain the idea of them playing the Habs. Sure. Yeah, Sam. Sorry, bud. You may have come to the wrong place for that. But then again, you lost Chara, so that makes me dislike the Bruins less. So there you go. I love Pasta though, man. And not just because he's a great player, but he just seems like a really cool dude to hang out with. So there you go. You're going to get your Golden Knights jersey soon? Yes, sir. On eBay, and of course you have to be very careful, very diligent, but I see a lot of Reebok blanks out there these days that are going for like $70, licensed NHL products. So you can find a pretty good deal out there. Bergeron is the GOAT. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes the Hall of Fame. Ovechkin and Teal. See, that was meant to be, man. It's like, like peanut butter and chocolate right there. Just imagine that Ovechkin with the Sharks winning a cup. Marleau, 42 years old. Jumbo comes back too on a deal if they hear Ovechkin is going to be on the team. I would hopefully be like, never mind. I don't want to say that. That was too funny, but only in my head. And the Avs. Nashville's looking good too. I'm not fully sold on Nashville, but I love that they brought in Eric Howla. I think that's a good deal. And, Rene is going to be rested. He's played so much hockey over the last several years. I think he's going to come back and play better. He's not going to be like, a Vezina finalist. He's not going to steal the show entirely from Saros, but I think he's going to look pretty good. Nashville has a chance to make the playoffs in that division. So I'm kind of, and obviously the recent tragedy in Nashville, I'm kind of finding myself getting back behind them. And I love Nashville. It's a cool city, man. Which new division is the toughest? Good question, Luke. I was just mentioning that a few minutes ago. I kind of waffle between the East and the Canadian division, the North. The North, I think, is really interesting in that the goaltending, except for the Oilers, I think the goaltending for the 6 other teams is actually pretty darn good. Even like Matt Murray, you got Carey Price, Freddie Anderson, Connor Hellebuyck, Vezina champion there. Holtby, redemption tour, let's go. Or Thatcher Demko if he plays like he did in the postseason last year. And then, of course, you got Jacob Markstrom. Got some good goaltenders there. So those contests are going to be particularly intriguing, if I do say so. Did I get skates yet? You know what, man? I'll have to make an announcement when I actually do. But yeah, I'm not, honestly, like, as much as I want to, like, I can be straight up in that I'm not buying any skates anytime soon. It's because there's other stuff that I either want to buy first, like stuff to unbox for the channel, or things like the backdrop here or other furnishings that I still need for my house. So I'm sorry to disappoint, but that's just the truth. But god darn it, right now, dude, I could skate on my street yesterday because it was completely frozen over. Honestly, I could have gotten around on skates. After 23 years, Patrick Marleau. See, that's even more epic than Ray Bork, honestly. Imagine that. And after 23 years, Patrick Marleau, especially after he becomes the NHL's all-time leader in games played. Saros has the grossest pads in the league. I'd have to look at them. After Colorado, St. Louis, and Vegas, who gets 4th in the playoffs in the West? Great question, Brian. Thank you for joining. I can make the argument that the Sharks, my favorite team, would do it. So obviously I'll let my bias show there. For the Sharks, they have much more firepower than any of the other teams that could get that 4th spot. I don't even think it's a contest in that case. Arizona can make it purely on goaltending and the chemistry that the team had for the first half of last season. And I think LA, they just rode a lot of momentum last year as well. I can only name like 4 players on their team, but don't count out Drew Doughty. And I guess don't entirely count out Jonathan Quick. So I think that LA is, I don't expect them to be that good, but I won't be surprised if they're the team that emerges out there. I've seen Todd McClellan, coach pretty well. with the Sharks and with a team that has some of that veteran presence like the Kings, maybe that could happen too. Who has a prove it year? So wait, somebody where it's kind of like, I'm trying to not use such vulgar expressions. Somebody who has to actually do something after all the hype around them. Okay. See, this is again, like, that is such a good question that to give you a real answer, I need to actually like make a video on it. But I don't know, Puljujärvi. I think that's a good example right there because this guy was hyped up so much. Frankly, was a bust. When he was with Edmonton in the first place, went and played overseas. Now he's back on the team. So I'd say that he kind of is in a prove it spot right there. I wanted to say Gusev, but he actually kind of backed it up fairly well. Looking later in last season, you guys again like a dark horse for the Hart. I got to make a video on that actually. So I just made my video on the Rocket Richard. I just made my video on the Norris Trophy, which I'll publish on Friday. And then in a few days, I'll publish a video on the Hart, on my predictions for that. But a dark horse, let me just give you one off the top of my head. Dark horse. Matthew Tkachuk. I think he's a dark horse. Sasha Barkov. When you think of the Panthers missing Dodonov and also Hoffman to free agency, this is where Barkov goes to a level that we kind of saw him 2 years ago, make that sort of jump as well. So, he's kind of a Swiss Army knife sort of player. So if he can get the Panthers into the playoffs and maybe lead that division in scoring, or at least be in the top 4 or 5, yeah, maybe he's a dark horse for the Hart. Big Buff could win comeback player of the year, but he's not on a roster though, right? Pat Maroon won the Cup twice in a row with different teams. You'd rather have Marleau win it than Jumbo. Pardon. Sorry about this. I can't really make a decision on that one because I became a real like diehard Sharks fan right when Jumbo came over, pretty much. So like to me, my fandom is always attached to Thornton before Marleau, but yeah, I don't think Buff's coming back either. Winnipeg is getting Crosby and Ovechkin in free agency next year. Wait, is Crosby also a free agent? Dang. How come we're not talking about this? Yep. In a trade that worked out so well for us, but didn't hurt you in the long run in that you got your cup. You guys went 40 years without it. So that's a long time for fans who have to wait. I've been waiting for 30 years. Thornton and Marleau have to have their numbers retired together, without question. Absolutely. Crosby still has a few years left on his contract. Yeah, I don't know it off the top of my head, but I didn't know that. I didn't think he was a UFA next year. Oh, neck pain. Anyway, how many number of games this season? 56. 56 regular season games, and then a full playoffs. Leafs for life. Welcome. Drew, hello. Yep, Sam, you're correct. It's 56. Sharks signed Tristan Robbins. Right. He was, a later draft pick for us, right? I'm looking forward to seeing Bordeleau, though, right? He's been kind of turning some heads in college. Crosby's contract doesn't expire until 2025. Dang. Yeah, like one of those last crazy, contracts past 8 years. Ovechkin was a childhood Sharks fan. Yeah, well, I mean, have you seen the video? He has a man cave There's a video of him in it with his, I don't know if his kid's in it. His dad's in it, though, I'm pretty sure. And he's in this man cave, which is kind of like this little attic space. And he has all these like jerseys and memorabilia from his career. And I think before that. And he has, I think, 3 jerseys there in total, I think. And one of them is an original Sharks jersey. Worst contract on the Sharks. Oh, come on. Is that a trick question? Look, man. At least Burns makes less than Karlsson. At least Burns plays every game. So it's not Burns, it's Karlsson. And it's not LeBanc, even though, yeah, it's Karlsson up until he proves himself this year. There you go. There's a prove it. This year is Erik Karlsson. It's Erik freaking Karlsson. There we go. I say either Vlasic or Karlsson. Well, Vlasic, I mean, but Vlasic, what? He just had like, what, one bad year? I don't know. He's making $7 million. Karlsson's making, what, 11.5. Is the playoffs in the summer? Late spring, early summer, yeah. So the playoffs will start, I think, in mid-May, and then obviously that would mean they would end around like mid-July. Kane should make 5.5. Hey, man, I don't mind paying $7 million a year for a guy who's going to score 30 goals, even if he's hot and cold. Honestly, that's kind of par for the course these days. You guys want to get Evander Kane back? Please send us Jack Roslovic and a first-round pick for next season, and you got yourself a deal. We could use a third-line center. We need Roslovic. I can't believe that I haven't heard anything about. Well, then again, he's an RFA, so I don't think the Sharks would want to give anything up for him. Best contract in the league, Lucic. This guy, Isaiah's been killing it all night. Best contract in the league, I think Barkov's got a really good deal, right? Pasta's got a great deal too, right? $6.66 million. Most disliked player of all time. Great question, Drew. Rafi Torres. Rafi Torres is up there. Corey Perry's up there. Let's see. You know what? I know a lot of people have respect for him, but anytime he played against my team, he did some of the dirty stuff I saw in my time as a hockey fan. That's Jordan Tutu. Not to mention, I mean, respect the guy, obviously Inuit player, super cool. But I just didn't like the way he played, honestly. Not all the time. Although he was tough as nails because he was a small dude and he'd get, he could take a beating. So those are just a few players who come to mind there. I mentioned this earlier, but Zdeno Chara, I'm not a fan of his. Not recently, even though I think he's still a Hall of Famer. But yeah, at least Stoppins beat him up. You remember that fight? That was an awesome fight. It was just these open fist punches. They were just like looking at each other and hitting each other in the face. Marchand, sure. Best contract on the Sharks, Hurdle or Meyer? I'll say Hurdle. That's the best deal. He's not even making $6 million, and he's the best player on that team. A player I really wanted to draft, and my team had the chance but didn't and should have. I don't really follow. I don't follow draft picks all that much, honestly. So there were probably times when the Sharks missed somebody that they could have gotten later on, but my memory of that isn't all that great, honestly. John, what's going on? Can we get some hot take hockey hype in the chat here? Welcome, John. Great to see you on here, man. Happy New Year. Hope you've had a good holiday season, and I'm sure you're getting stoked for the next couple of weeks ahead, right? Marchand is the most hated in the NHL. Just trying to think if there's somebody else who's up there. Who leads the Sharks in points and goals? I mean, yeah, to me, it's Hurdle's going to lead in points. Goals, I don't know about Meyer. I think that playing with Pavelski 2 years ago was very beneficial to him. Kane, again, it's a shortened schedule. So if Kane is on one of those hot streaks because he's hot and cold, if he's hot toward the end of the season, then it could very well be him. Love to say Couture, but we just need our captain to be healthy first. But yeah. Lump of coal for Christmas when the Saints ran all over the Vikings. I don't know, man. I didn't even watch it. After we blew the last couple of games, I just said, nah, I don't need to watch this, honestly. So I didn't even see it. How many Sharks or Golden Knights brawls do I expect this year? Oh, boy. Well, it's going to be front-loaded, honestly. I don't know if the Sharks are going to be fighting for a playoff spot. So how many brawls? I'm going to say the over-under is, well, how about just fights in general? I'll say that the over-under on total fights in those 8 games, I'm going to say 6 fights. You will see 6 fights. You'll probably see 3 in the first game, and then you'll see a couple after that. But bam. Who you hate as an Islanders fan? Well, as a team, sure. I don't know which player you hate the most, though. Sean Avery, right? Sean Avery. Can the Sharks find an upgrade over Martin Jones? Yes, that is Yevgeny Nabokov as the goaltending coach for Martin Jones. Not to mention, man, Dubnik's season last year was an anomaly. Look at his numbers the previous 5-6 seasons before that. The guy was rock solid for the Wild. I know he's getting up there in age, but goaltenders, they play pretty well through their 30s. I think Dubnyk can bounce back. How tall am I? Sort of random there, but I'm just about 6 feet. I'll give you a hint. He's a snake. Oh, oh, okay. Now I get it. He's a pajama snake. Kamara had 6 rushing touchdowns, tied for the NFL record. I figured that was like a new record right there, but that's amazing. I mean, damn, we used to have like the first ranked rush defense, but there you go. So I'm 5'11". Just about 6 feet. Maybe I'm just a bit taller than 6 feet. I'm just rounding down. I don't know. No, I'm 6 feet. So yeah. Snake Pajama Boy. After 8 games, every fan base will absolutely despise their rival's fan base. Yeah, either that or we'll just get so bored of seeing the same damn team that we'll stop watching. I don't know. That's coming from a cynic, but yeah. Least favorite jersey of all time. So Leafs for life. I actually have you won't believe this. I have a 5-part video series on the worst hockey jerseys of all time, or at least my least favorite hockey jerseys of all time. So I do encourage you to go back and watch that. Nonetheless, I will answer that here. I stated my case for a total of 64 different jerseys, so it was kind of like a March Madness style elimination. But the worst all time, I can't see past it. It's the Flying V Vancouver Canucks. The graduation gown, or whatever the hell you want to call it, man. That is the weirdest thing, man. But yeah, I mean, I definitely spotlight all the other craptastic jerseys out there. A couple of which are in my collection. Actually, no, I think just one of them. Anyway, are the Lightning in trouble trying to repeat? A little bit. I mean, they were so dominant last season and in the playoffs, especially and they did it without Stamkos. Could they do it without Kucherov? Probably, honestly. And I say that because with this team, and I know that they've traded away a couple players recently too, but they changed their game to more of a hybrid between their skill set and specialties and what made the Blues successful in 2019. Kind of like what the Capitals did. They had beef on their team. Guys like Eric Chernak, Pat Maroon, Barclay Goodrow. These guys had a lot of impact over the course of the postseason. Sergachev. I had no idea that guy could hit like he does. Sergachev, I'm excited to see his development. I think the Lightning got it right. And so even without your skilled player like Kucherov out, I see it kind of like the way that they approached it with Stamkos out of the lineup. This team can go back and repeat. I think it's very possible, especially for them to secure a top seed in that division. I still think that they're the front runner. Although the Hurricanes, they might have something to say about that. Favorite all-time Bruins jersey? Yeah. Oh, I thought I had it right here. I my last video I was using it. 2008 alternate with the muffin logo. Love that one. It's just a couple of little stripes on the bottom away from being pretty perfect. But yeah, that's my favorite. But I got to get me a 2019 Winter Classic for sure. If it wasn't for COVID, Lightning still won the cup. I can't really give an authentic answer. I don't see why not. Habs made a brutal mistake. They could have had Sergachev. Oh, yeah, that's right. Weber, Romanov, Petrie, top 4. Oh, yeah, Drouin. That's right. I still like their defense, though. I'm a fan of Ben Sherratt. I like him. And Jeff Petrie for sure, too. Playing NFL 2K5. Best football simulation ever. Without question. Madden, you suck. Stream is lagging. No! I hope that my internet's okay. I see some people dropped off though, or maybe that's just the nature of the beast. Let me know, guys. Yes. I always have a fun time trying to pronounce your name. Let me check this out here. We got what? Karpaslatka. Karpaslatka. I don't know what the origin of that is, but I'm having a lot of fun just saying that. Early Stanley Cup winner prediction. I got your money on the Avs. Yeah, so basically, and to kind of like piggyback onto that, I basically said there's no way that McKinnon shouldn't win the Hart this year. He should win it just in a landslide, frankly, with playing in a weaker division. So I think the Avs are going to be at that point where they're a top 3 team in the West, in the what would be the Western Conference here. I'm just trying to do this so my microphone is whatever. I'll just do this. So yeah, that's where I am right there. I need to film a predictions video, so I need to actually put the time in to analyze and whatnot. But it's hard. It's hard for me to not want to put the Avs up there. Of course, you can throw Vegas in that conversation, certainly. But I like to make my sleeper picks, man. I don't want to just like pick the obvious. I don't want to just say, oh, it's going to be Vegas versus Washington. Wait, we've already seen that anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Capitals got back there. I wouldn't be surprised if the Canucks made it, honestly. What if we had Canucks and Canadiens? That's kind of like a surprise pick. Canucks, Canadiens. Or Canucks, Hurricanes. I want to see the Carolina Hurricanes. I want to see the Caniacs make it out of the Eastern teams. Or at least what would typically be the Eastern Conference, although they're going to be in the Central this year. So anyway, I have no freaking clue, man. I got to really hone in on the possibilities here. Great question, of course. Oh, hey. Hot take hockey and off the wall hockey. Can we get some off the wall hockey hype in the chat there? So we got John and John joining us. It's awesome to have you guys here, and Happy New Year to you, Garrett, and Happy New Year to you too. Nice to see you on here, man. Hope you're looking forward to the start of the season. We'll see if our teams can at least compete for a playoff spot for sure. So many legends in the chat right now, and said by a legend himself. Golden Knights versus Capitals. Jets versus Panthers. Interesting. There aren't conferences. Okay. Or Predators versus Hurricanes. Preds and Hurricanes. That'd be fun. You want to collab with me on Islanders video? I'm not going to do any like collabs for that sort. Not right now. The only thing I'm going to be doing right now is finishing out my awards videos. I have a bunch of unboxings. I have to do a full season predictions, and I have to also do a season preview for my Sharks, of course, which is probably going to be 30 minutes long, so it's going to take a while. I could see an Avalanche versus Hurricanes final. Yeah, man, my eyeballs would be glued to the TV, honestly, to see those top lines go up against each other. My next jersey should be non-shell. I need to add some more to my collection eventually, but in terms of prioritization, when the reverse retro series comes out, it's like, oh God, there goes my bank account, right? There isn't conference. Yeah. I think you're right there, Trevor. Kiss is streaming a free concert tomorrow. Hey, so you can rock and roll all night and party New Year's Day. Hey, now I've seen Kiss. You know what? I saw a Kiss concert 11 years ago at the California Mid-State Fair. I went with my mom. My mom said, "Hey, I know that you've got like." I had an internship at the time, and I lived about an hour or so away from home. My mom's like, "Do you want to drive down to Paso Robles with me to go see a Kiss concert?" And I'm like, "What? Yeah, what? Yeah." Paul Stanley live was actually pretty darn amazing, I think. Aho and Svechnikov are going to have career years. Fact. If you include the Jets' WHA days, 42-year championship drought. Wow. That's some time, though. The NHL should have a game in Osaka, Japan. I think that would be amazing. It's going to be a long time until we have hockey, NHL hockey abroad, I think. But that would be a great place to open things up. Kiss is pretty cool for a bunch of mimes. Metallica, Kiss, and Bon Scott era AC/DC. Although Brian Johnson, they had some good songs too. Queen is the best band of all time. I'm sure that there are some people in the chat who would entertain that. Oh yeah, your dad met Dee Snider. See, there was obviously Guar. Nice, Eddie. See, Matt, there was already a connection there. See, you, Dee Snider, Twisted Sister, Tractor Beam, Twisted Wrister. This was meant to happen. All of this was entirely meant to happen. Guar. I never really tried listening to Guar, oddly enough. Iron Maiden and Motorhead. Now that's what I'm talking about. Rest in peace. Up above Lemmy. Or down below, of course. Wherever you are. You are absolutely shredding. And yes. Anyway. Anybody doing anything interesting for New Year's Eve? I know that obviously we just had, for most of us, we just had Christmas. And obviously with the current state of things, we can't really go out and party and celebrate, or at least not too many of us have that opportunity. So, no New Year's Eve plans. Yeah, not that I know of either. I got to hit up a friend and see if he's around. But yeah. Cautiously optimistic for 2021. Well, the way I see it is, you assess the situation. What are you in control of? What can you do? Can you make lemonade out of lemons, essentially? So focus on what you're in control of. Don't worry about what needs to happen in order for you to be able to go do something. Think about what you can do right now. That's my blanket advice right there. Play some chill all night long. I could think of worse things, that's for sure. Judas Priest, Anvil, nice. Rat and Loudness. I've heard a lot about Loudness. I never actually tried listening to them. And actually, for the first time, I tried listening to like Wasp, like listening to their, I think, first album. That was really good, actually. What was another good one I recently discovered? Savatage with a V. Not Sabaton, but Savatage. Surprisingly, those guys could shred. Watch Power Rangers. There we go. See, exactly. What are you in control of? Your living room. Turn on some chill. Turn on some Power Rangers. Nickelback. Hey, man. At some point, I'm sure everybody here at least liked a song or two from Nickelback. Like the song, that's something from Panic at the Disco. That's all I know, Elias. I should do TED Talks. Interesting. What makes you say that, Sam? I'm just curious. It's an ego. It's an ego stroke, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, the Whales are never, or the Whalers are never going to come back. I mean, there is the Connecticut Whale, right? Isn't that a team? Isn't that a team in the women's league? Nickelback gives you a rash. Nickel rash. Your motivational little snippets. Oh, well, thanks, man. That's real sweet. I appreciate that. That'll definitely ensure a sound sleep for me. I appreciate that. And that's what I appreciate about yous. By the way, guys, anybody watch the recent season of Letterkenny? It's kind of hockey related, right? Because you got Riley and Jonesy. Anybody watch Letterkenny? You think the Whalers could come back? Are they still? I mean, there's still hockey being played in that building. Oh yeah, bud. Good. I'm glad that, hey, nobody in this stream is spare parts. The Nordiques are more likely to come back than the Whalers. I don't know, man. I mean, the argument there is that the Canadian dollar, excuse me, the Canadian dollar has been comparatively pretty weak against the U.S. dollar the last couple of decades. I didn't say that. Shannon, he's made a whole video about that on his channel, so I would redirect you there. But I would love to see the Nordiques come back. But of course, with the Avalanche, still kind of owning that property, the Nordiques would have to go to those Wolf jerseys. You guys have seen those concepts before, right? Like the prototypes. I actually nearly bought one of those because surprisingly, I only saw it for like $200, $250, which is expensive, don't get me wrong. But for a prototype for a defunct NHL franchise, actually, that's a pretty good deal, I believe. Quebec is a very small market. Yeah. It'd be tough, man. I mean, Winnipeg makes it work. It's not much bigger, but yeah. Pardon. They could be the Quebec Extreme. That would be the greatest NHL troll job of all time, I believe. Do the Ray Bourque Stanley Cup call in Cartman's voice? Okay. This is a very unique request. I will honor this, but I'm gonna have to give a word of caution here. This is gonna be the weirdest thing. So you want me to do the Ray Bourque call when he wins the Stanley Cup in Cartman's voice? Okay. So first of all, that's actually pretty fitting because Cartman lives in South Park, Colorado. Trey and Matt are Avalanche fans. At least they were before they went to LA and became Kings fans. So I have to get in my Cartman voice, first of all. I don't have a great one. I can do a little bit of like the old Cartman, not the new Cartman. I got to get like the, I love cheesy poofs. I need that voice. All right, screw you guys. All right. This is me like rehearsing, warming up, right? Excuse you guys, I'm getting him. When it comes to the, all right, here we go. Let's see if I can do this. The Colorado Avalanche have won the Stanley Cup. Remember, a dream has come true. Oh my God, I'm so serious, you guys. I'm sorry, I couldn't bring it home there. I'm sorry. Anyway, a few people might have dropped off because of that. Yeah. For some reason, I couldn't get like that rasp to like really rise out of my throat there. So it's pretty bad, honestly. I'm sorry to disappoint. Release the. It was good. Oh, thank you. You always give me the benefit of the doubt. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. It wasn't so good. I can do better. I'm pretty bad at doing this sort of thing on the spot, I'll be honest. So I need to be able to back up what I claim to be good at doing. You guys got to let me just kind of capture this sort of stuff in the moment, right? When you don't expect it. When the requests come in, that's when I just choke. I'm kind of like the Sharks. Oh, you still think it was good? Oh, well, you guys are too kind. Okay. Hey, Beavis. They're releasing the Kraken. Well, that looks cool. There you go. Quebec would get huge markets. I don't know, man. There aren't too many people around those parts. The Sharks win the cup and Couture immediately gives the cup to Marleau. I don't think I'll be able to watch that because my eyes are going to be so watery. Have to head out. Have a good New Year. Go Sharks. Thanks, Ryan. Happy New Year to you. I'll talk to you on the other side, man. I should be a voice actor. I'd love to be a voice actor. I got some improvements to make, though. Atlanta should get another NHL team and then get moved to Quebec. That's actually pretty good. 1 second, guys. I'm going to make sure that Cortana doesn't need to go outside. Okay, can you just give me 1 moment? Okay. Can I take you outside, girl? You can go outside? You've been so good. Can I get you a treat? Okay, how about this, guys? She doesn't need to go outside, but she's been such a good girl. I'm going to hop up, get her some treats, okay? And then she can make a quick appearance, okay? Stay tuned. Leave a like if you haven't already for having a good time. 1 second. Oh, who's a good girl? Okay, I'm back. Oh, good. Everybody's still here for the most part. Cortana hype. Okay, that's what we like to see. All right, come on in here. Come here. Oh, wait, which way? Okay, that's fine. All right, come on up. Come on. There you go. Come say hi. Oh, look at everybody. Oh, wait. Come on. No, wait, no, come here. Come here. Kisses. Oh, there's. Oh, such a good girl. No, you gotta wave. You gotta wave. High five. Wave. That's a wave. Close enough. There she is. Oh, what a good girl. Oh, such a good girl. Gets more treats. Oh, look at that. Bunny ears. Ear hat. All right. Well, anyway, Cortana is she's got a Sharks jersey now. So maybe the next time I stream, maybe she'll be wearing that. Whenever that is. I'm not entirely sure when I'll do that next. But yeah. So that's the biggest Sharks fan with 4 legs, I'd like to say. Lindros put Quebec in the gutter forever. Pretty much. Although that trade, I mean, there was some good talent that went over to Quebec. Your dog has a Sharks tag. Excellent. Yeah, I got to get her the full spread here. Got to let people know before the Kraken show up. Be like, no, man. I know that there's a little bit of teal in your blood, locals. Anyway, that's that. Oh, we've been going live for 90 minutes now. I figured that I'd give this another 15 minutes, maybe 30 more minutes if we are able to, spark some fire in the chat here. So yeah, what else can I talk about that would interest you? And it doesn't have to be hockey related entirely. Just as long as it's something that people could have a shared interest of. Quebec fleeced Philly in the Lynch trade. It basically handed them the Stanley Cups. I mean, right. What am I? I'm getting myself crossed up here. But no, I mean, Quebec still got what? Didn't they still get like Forsberg from Philadelphia? Right? I don't know. You'll probably have to lay this out for me because for some reason my brain is scrambled. The Palm Springs AHL team. I don't know if it's confirmed, but I thought that they had trademarked Firebirds, which I love. I love the idea of Kraken and Firebirds. Super cool. Especially in Palm Springs, where it is I don't even know if it's a sauna. It's the Sahara Desert out there, frankly. I'm a spy for Team Teal that needs to convert as many people into Sharks fans in North Idaho. I don't consider myself so much a spy. I'm more of well, actually, you know what? I am. Let's say a spy. I was going to say missionary, but there are connotations with that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, I have a good track record of making Sharks fans out of people who otherwise wouldn't really care. So there you go. Sparking the fire. Oh, thank you. My dog thinks I have more goodies for her. I don't think I do. I'm all out, kiddo. I mean, you want to come up here and still hang out? No? Not so much? Who do I have? Jacob or Jakob? I'm not entirely sure. Who do I have winning the cup? I don't know just yet. I mean, a lot of people are hopping on the Avs train, and I want to say that I am, but I like to make things a little interesting and make a case for somebody else out there. I like what I saw from Vancouver last year. I think that they could maybe make that sort of a run. Obviously, you still have Vegas, and I'm talking about Western Conference teams first and foremost as somebody, who's from the West Coast. Don't sleep on the Capitals. Don't sleep on Montreal. I'm very intrigued to see what this team can do too. So anyway, I'll have a more fully fleshed answer for you when I put out my season predictions. But do remember, back in 2018, going into that season, I said that a team was going to win its first Stanley Cup, and that team, I presumed, would be the St. Louis Blues. So I'm not the worst at making predictions. 2K5, heck yeah. Hurricanes or Habs only because you're a Habs fan. And I'd love to see the Hurricanes make it. I mean, if they had a bona fide number one goaltender, I'd say easily, but I'm not going to keep them out of it. You also predicted the Blues for 2019? at the start of the season. You got to let me know. Everyone thought you were crazy? No way, dude. Oh, kudos. And somebody else who watched my season predictions video, he said that he bet like $6,000 on the Blues. Or not 6,000. I think he said he like won over $6,000. I don't know. He won an absurd amount of money, or at least for cash. Yeah, man, that's amazing. Going into last year, I picked the Flyers. And I mean, a lot of people didn't even have them in the playoffs. So I think I did pretty well making that pick. But yeah, hoping for the Sharks. Yep. Most Jets fans hate the Red Wings. They beat and sent the old team to Phoenix in the playoffs. They swept Dale Haverchuk in his only finals appearance with the Flyers. Oh, dang. That runs deep. I've never heard that before, ever. I don't know who the Jets. I mean, I think you mentioned the Oilers earlier, but I don't really think of the Jets having like one team that they're like a bitter rival with. You would think maybe it would Minnesota since there's a bit of proximity there, but the Blues were dead last and the odds were terrible. But their points per game wasn't that bad. They just had played like 5 fewer games than everybody else. But yeah, even so, it was looking like a 1 in a million chance of them getting back into contention just because Allen wasn't playing too well. You know, Binnington hadn't been there for very long. They fired, who was their coach then? Mike Yeo, right? And they brought in Berube. And yes, rest in peace, Dale Haverchuk. Thanks, Riley. Rest in peace to him, and rest in peace to anybody else in our hockey community who has passed away this year. Who passed away? I know Ted Lindsay passed away. I don't know if it was this past year though. I think that was like a year or two ago. Wasn't there somebody else? Red Kelly? Didn't Red Kelly pass away recently? I'm just looking that up right now. He's up there as one of those legends from that era too, of course. Yeah, he passed away. Let's see. I'm looking this up on my laptop right now. That's why my eyes are diverted. Oh no, Red Kelly died last year. I see. 91 years old though, long life. Binnington was not projected to be that good. Yeah, he obviously fell back to earth a little bit last season. Still respectable numbers, though. Winnipeg's rival is either Nashville or Calgary. Really? Nashville. You're going to see the Flames win the Cup. Interesting. I had them going to the finals last year. I like that they have Markstrom, so that makes their chances better. And Giordano is not getting any younger. So, I don't know. After last season, I'm kind of like over hyping up, or I'm tired of like hyping Calgary up a little bit. So I don't know if I'm going to put them up there nearly that high. Yeah. Johnny Hockey has to play a lot better. Yeah. Blues during their 11-game winning streak. Okay. That's still before the postseason though, so that's good. Henri Richard. Oh, you're right. That's right. Elias, you're almost. Oh, really? Dang! Look at you. Good job, man. That's what you get when you stick with making the videos. 2 reverse retros for Christmas. Can I guess them? They're from 2 different teams. Okay. Well, can you give me like some sort of hint? It could be a cryptic hint. I will take a cryptic hint, but I need some sort of a hint in order to maketh my guess. A Japanese wrestler is not in. Oh, really? That's awesome. Did you write those in kanji? One is a blank. One is named. Or maybe this is going to be 21 questions, but I'm going to need a little bit more information than that to actually have a semi-legit. Okay. One of them is pretty obvious as to the teams. Okay. So one of them would be a Bruins then. Okay. So you got a Bruins. Okay. It's named. And you got Bergeron because you said he's the GOAT. Oh, thanks, Jacob. Jacob. I'm going to say it's probably Jacob, but if it is Jakob, I'm happy to address you as that as well. It is Bergeron. There we go. Okay. Starlight Kid. Interesting. Speaking of Starlight, you guys ever see that show, The Boys? No, it's not about hockey. It's about superheroes, and it's on Amazon. It's actually pretty good. It's about the superheroes in that show. Well, most of them, the superheroes are actually the bad guys. So it's a good show. The other that you've mentioned in a past stream, oh, bud. Oh, man. That's a real test of my allegiance. It's kind of a joke jersey, but it's your favorite jersey ever. Arizona Coyotes, peyote jersey. Not the Ducks. Okay. So I didn't guess the Ducks. So is it the peyote jersey? Come on down to Pinkertown. Oh, I kind of like my chances here. 2 for 2. What can I say? I know how to hit my free throws. Here's the thing. Okay, when your profile pick is the Bruins, that okay, you kind of gave me that one. Then you said it was a joke jersey, and so I thought Ducks initially, but instantly I remembered that my friend, as soon as the peyote jersey got reissued, he went out and bought that. So that's why I decided to go with that one instead. Go San Jose. Alex, that's what I like to hear. Dude, got to find a way to bounce back. Fourth place in that division. We can do it. I'm convinced. Do you live in the Bay Area? That's where I used to live, but yeah. You don't watch Amazon Prime? Oh, a Lord of the Rings TV. Oh, yeah, man. Absolutely. You like the reverse retro more than the heritage. I mean, the heritage, if it weren't for the collar, it would win running away. But yeah. You don't like the Kachina jersey? I see what you're saying there. It is a little bit more unique in that the team has never obviously reissued anything like that, and it's gray. I think it looks okay. I would have maybe switched up the colors on the sleeves a little bit. I just think the order of it's kind of weird, but I mean, at this point, after seeing and analyzing so many jerseys, like if I stepped away from hockey for 5 years, I wouldn't care less. I'd be like, oh, it's a jersey. You use it to play. I guess it looks cool. Sure. It's a shark. Why not? Sure, I'll buy it. Is it on sale? No, you want me to pay $180? No, thank you. Where can I go? Ben H Sports? I'm there. You like the Whalers one as well? That was one that when it was revealed, I didn't care for it. But then when I saw other pictures of it, especially when people actually had the opportunity to scoop it up, I said, okay, that actually looks really good. That aside, I don't like gray with those colors, but I've seen much worse. I still like it probably more than when the Whalers went to navy in the early 90s. So there you go. You don't like black and yellow jerseys? Yeah, my thing is that I always find that the black and yellow jerseys don't use, or that they use white too much, or that they don't use it properly. Because the thing is, when you have yellow and white right next to each other, I don't want scrambled eggs for my jersey, bud, or sunny side up eggs. That aside, I love black and yellow together. So that's why I really like, and Sam, you asked me this earlier, that's why I really like the Bruins 08 Reeboks, because you didn't have much white on at all. You just had it on the sleeves, and you had separation between the yellow and the white. That actually looks much better, in my opinion. And that's also why I also like the 2019 Winter Classic, because you're breaking those colors up a little bit better there as well. But yeah, I mean, I was always, for like football, I always liked the Steelers because of those colors. I like the Pirates for baseball. Well, then again, it was more because they're Pirates. The Penguins, so with the black and yellow jerseys, usually there's always one thing about it that kind of holds me back from buying it. But, again, if I kind of wasn't as much of a snob, I'd probably think that they were some of the best in the league. Kachina or peyote? Peyote. Just because it's just such a trip, man. It really is. It has, I mean, like the Kachina at least is it honors the heritage of the area. Absolutely. Whereas the peyote jersey just doesn't. It's such a mess. It is a hot mess. At least the design of the Kachina jersey, as much of a hodgepodge of vomit as the color scheme is on both of those, at least the Kachina jersey actually had a design to it. The peyote jersey does not have a design. That is a Picasso on cloth, and I freaking love it. And I have the original, guys. Let's not forget. The 2016 alternate. A lot of black with the shoulder patch is the main. Oh, my bad. Wait. The 2016 alternate for... Wait. I'm sorry, for which team? 2016 alternate. For Boston. You get pecked to death by the effing Penguins. Yeah. 2016 alternate. A lot of black shoulder patches. The main. Oh no. That is my favorite. That is my favorite. Yes. I think it was first issued in 2008. That's why I referred to it as that. But yeah. You hate the current Penguins jerseys, the mid 2000s to 2017. You like those more. You would probably be in the same company as Vesper Hockey. I, on the other hand, did not like those. Before they were Reeboks, they were actually kind of interesting. I don't know. They're not that bad. I like the Stadium Series jersey that they had in 2014. Same color scheme. That one actually looked better to me. But I like the Penguins jerseys overall. But they're not my favorite. They were when they kind of came out again, when they were kind of reissued. Pardon me. But I'll be after like their jersey from the early 1980s, the yellow one. Either that or the 2017 Stadium Series, which is very similar. But yeah, that's just me. You're beating the Packers 21-0 with the Vikings. You're like the son I haven't had yet. The Penguins baby blues are sweet. Heck yeah. I've got one of those. It's a replica, but I was surprised for the deal I got on that. You grew up watching the Penguins play the Habs in those jerseys. That's true. You know, and Isaiah, to echo that, there are jerseys that I wasn't really a fan of back in like the 90s that I look back on now, and I wish we had them, or I wish that, you know, they got more kind of credit and kudos. The Robo Penguin's actually kind of one of them. Although I guess back then I kind of liked it. The Star jersey that started in 1997. I used to not care for that. I found myself actually loving it more so recently. You need to learn more Japanese language. Absolutely. It's just so fun. I don't know how to say more than like two things, but it's so fun, right? I don't know. Penguins should go full-time baby blue. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Then that way your Bruins are the only black and yellow team. All right, well, fellas, anything else I can answer at this time? Okay. I haven't seen anybody. This always happens. It almost always happens when I'm about to wrap up a stream, and then I have like 3 or 4 people jump in, like other YouTubers will jump in. I'm like, no, I gotta go. Anyway, I think this is probably an okay place to leave things off. Again, check out my Rocket Richard predictions video if you haven't already. Who would I have on the Sharks? I gotta go with the redhead, man. Maybe it would be an interesting contrast to the teal. Huge fans of the mid 2000s Flames. Really? Well, to each their own, right? Anyway, amigos, that is going to do it for this stream. I'm not sure exactly when I'll go live again. If I do, it may be during the actual season. We'll see about that. But as I mentioned before in my highlights video a couple days ago, the focus on this channel is still going to be actual video production. So I'm going to make sure that I'm at least entertaining you on that level of things. So Friday, we've got the Norse breakdown coming up. So I'll be breaking down my finalists for the best defenseman even though it really doesn't go to the best defenseman. It just goes to the guy who has the most points like half the time. So yeah, make sure if you haven't already, if you had a good time with us chatting, make sure you leave a like. It helps the channel. Stay tuned for more content. And you guys have a great final day of 2020. I hope it's everything that 2020 wasn't in your favor, of course. And I will see you again in the new year. Happy New Year to you guys. Have a great time, however you can celebrate. And if you have any doggos, give them a high five and a hug from me. And I'll talk to you again soon. Have a good night. Farewell.